Hello, Pisces. Happy Sunday, Pisces. Happy Sunday. Let's get it. Pisces, we are in this full moon phase. Please protect your energy. Please protect your energy, Pisces. Please. We had a moon that moved from Cancer into Leo. So the questions you could be asking yourselves, and I'm already giving everybody the questions for the moon in Cancer, and then when it moved into Leo, everybody have the questions. But you can really ask yourself, hey, do I feel secure, protected, and nurtured in the environments and the relationships that currently have access to me? That's family and work relationships. And do I feel appreciated? If the answer is no, then it's time to start the process of releasing some things, right? People, places, and things. But it first and foremost is recognizing those feelings while you're also protecting your energy. Let's get it, Pisces. I'm talking to you if you have Pisces anywhere in your birth chart. Happy Sunday. You may be watching this video on Saturday. But happy Sunday. Happy Sunday to you all. This is a general reading. Take only what resonates with you. If you're interested in a personal reading, my information is down below. I've already prayed over your cards, and let's do it. In your major arcana, here we have the Empress card, right? Somebody's definitely going through a rebirth. Here we have rebirth of emotions. Here we also have the three of cups, and we also have the 8 of cups, right? We also have the Queen of Pentacles. We also have the 6 of Wands and also the Knight of Wands, right? So I feel like you have a lot of gifts and talents, right? Not only a lot of creativity. Remember, this water is also your sensuality, the sexuality, your creativity, your adaptability, your health, your wide range of emotions, right? So when we think about this right here, we think about, like, usually the person looks like a pregnant person, right? So this is growth in terms of your creativity, but it's not just your creativity, it's in a space where you create. So I feel like somebody wants to create with someone, right? Like possibly in a romantic relationship. Maybe you want to create a life together. Maybe you want to create a business together. Maybe you want to create a baby together. You maybe want to create a book together or projects together, right? And so remember, you really could stand on your own 2 feet, but because we are in relation with other human beings, it does make it a lot more fun when you're creating with another person, right? But it has to be an energy that is not treacherous or still connected to treacherous energies, right? Here we have the Knight of Wands and people who prey on other people, right? So that would be like people who have gotten away from people who prey on other people. So you're listening more intently now, Pisces, and you're saying, before I create anything with someone else, create a family with them, create an organization, create a book, if you read tarot cards, before I create a hair line, lash line, a barbershop kit, whatever, before I create with anybody else, I'm going to make sure they are not hanging around other predatory energies, people who prey on other people's perceived weaknesses. You all are the most compassionate sign, Pisces. You all are highly creative and very, very smart. But when you're around energies that have that hunt in them, like they prey on people's weaknesses, at first it feels almost like, okay, you feel protected, right? So you feel safe until you become the prey, right? So let me give somebody an example of what I'm talking about, since we're talking about animals here, right? We're talking about these, horses. First, they seem like, okay, they're trained, right? They seem like, okay, they are, they got a saddle on their back and they not, but what if something happens where that wild comes out of them and they just take off running and toss you up in the air? I'm looking at these horses right here, right? So this one right here is raised up, they're taking off, right? Obviously the guy has a wand in his hand, right? But this one right here is calmer. So source is saying you want to create with energies who inspire people, motivate people. They have clarity of thought. They inspire, they're inspirational versus people who are narcissistic, people who are cause you a lot of anxiety, bullying types of spirits, people who cause you to be timid or they're timid themselves around certain people, but with you they're bullying types of energies. So it needs you to stay away from those types of energies, even if they're connected to, even if they seem like this, but they're still they're telling you that they're connected to energies like this. The only person that can save you from that is you. Because if you're waiting for them to protect you when they're constantly having to survive in wilderness situations, and remember, they're learning how they're every single day they're in an environment where they are in survival mode, right? And when you're around people who are in survival mode, they can smell fear. They can smell just that window of opportunity when you feel like that weakness in you, and they go for it. It's just like an instinct, a natural instinct for them. So Source is saying, congratulations to you for moving on from those types of energies and being in your light, being in your light, because those types of energies will look at you as like, I don't even know how you survive with the level of compassion that you have. Why weren't you eaten alive? You know why? Because Pisces, you're smart enough to get away from them. That's why. You're smart enough to sit on your throne and say, I value myself just that much, and I add tax. There's no way I'm acting like I'm in a jungle. That's how much growth you've had in you to say, before it gets to be a wilderness situation, because remember, your prayers will also do that too, right? So I see somebody's prayer life increasing, and this is what somebody's prayer was. Somebody's prayer was, God, expose everything in me and around me that would prevent me from operating in my gifts. This right here, remember, the sun illuminates the moon, from operating in my purpose, my God-given gifts and talents and my purpose. Before, expose it. Because emotionally, somebody can feel like, oh, I'm so excited, I just met somebody, and something about their energy that you may not want to see at first will be exposed, and you'd be surprised at how God answers prayers for real. And so Source is saying, now you can go through a rebirth process into abundance and prosperity because your prayers were answered. It doesn't always feel good when your prayers are answered, but they're answered, right? And as soon as God gives you a window of opportunity and says, okay, Pisces, run, get away from that energy, block numbers, block email addresses, block whatever you need to block, and then trust that you're taken care of. In other words, you're protecting the gifts inside of you. That's what you're protecting. And you have some time to hit a reset button and say, okay, now I can get away from that. Doesn't matter who it is, but somebody's going to start learning that you've gone through many rebirths in this lifetime. You've gone through many rebirths. So when you're talking about your past life, that was when your childhood, through your adolescent age, through your teenage age, this, adult years, all of that. Senior years, many rebirths. You've had many rebirths when all you had to do, you don't have to cuss somebody out. You don't have to exhibit the same behavior, ruthlessness that they exhibit. All you need to do is say, Source, show me what's in me that's hindering me from continuing to operate in my purpose, and give me an exodus strategy. If it's me that's stopping me, help me to purge that. If it's somebody else outside of me, give me an exodus strategy. Either way. Yep. That's what I'm saying for you. That's what I'm saying for you. When you start journaling and start writing down those thoughts that come to your mind, because that's what I'm saying for somebody. And operating in childlike faith, that's what I'm trying to tell you. Source is saying, move on in childlike faith. 3 and 6 is 9. 9 of cups is wish fulfillment. Your wishes are still being fulfilled. You may be disappointed at first and be like, man, I thought they was the one. Or man, I thought I thought I was going to get signed with this publishing company. Or man, I thought X, Y, and Z. Sources, like, because you're being obedient in your prayers and meditation, I'm getting ready to double something for you, right? Yeah, because the enemy is always trying to tempt you, to go back to that. Well, I feel safe with them, and they're connected to this type of energy, they're connected to that type of energy, and they notice it, and they can protect me. But remember, they're in constant survival mode. You don't want to be in survival mode. You're not a wild animal in the wilderness. You are in thrive mode. This is thrive mode. Your creativity is thriving. There's other clean water energies that do the work. They put in the work, flushing out their toxicity every day that they're absorbing from the earth. So I definitely see somebody connecting with another energy that really holds you in high regard. And together, you all are going to be very, very wealthy. I see you connecting with someone who is down to earth, relatable, someone who is really getting away from ruthless energies, themselves, and are doing the work to stay in their light, stay in their purpose. And see, the reason you'll know who they are is that when you feel like, okay, I need to get back to business as serving in my purpose, They won't try any ruthlessness. That you won't hear them talking negatively about you. No, none of that. They'll say, okay, well, if it's meant for us to be together, we'll be together. But if it's not, I still wish them the best. And you'll feel the same way. You're not operating in fear. You're not running in fear. You're operating in faith, right? So that's where somebody is back in the saddle again and moving forward. Here we have man moving away from deep disappointment. That's it. Somebody's moving away from something. Like I said, you may be disappointed, but congratulations, you passed the test, Pisces. You have passed the test. Because some of the people from your past, and this is what somebody has come to learn, even in your own families, will stay in situations where they are so overwhelmed by other people's belief systems, they won't move on. They won't cut them off, no nothing. They won't cut ties with them, and that's you're saying, that's not going to be me. That is not going to be me. And so when you meet people that you're trying to co-create with, and they won't cut off their family members' belief systems or their the low vibrating belief systems about them, guess what? They'll transfer that over to you. You're like, you need somebody who is going to be very, very loyal to their purpose on this planet. We're not saying loyal to their job, loyal to their purpose. How are they helping to better mankind? What part are they doing to help better mankind? Are they willing to cut off certain family members because of a belief system? Are they willing to cut off friends because of their belief system that would throw them out of alignment for their purpose? So somebody has definitely passed the test. Congratulations. Here we have the Princess of Pentacles and the universe. The universe is in your favor. That's right. Universe is in your favor. Here we also have the Princess of Pentacles. So get ready. Like I said before, somebody is definitely getting ready for the prince or princess treatment, being ready to be a king or queen on your throne, king and queen. Like you're getting to your throne of wealth. Just because you've gained a wealth of knowledge here, like I said, I see in your cards, a wealth of wisdom and knowledge that I'm seeing in your cards. Congratulations. Congratulations. I feel like whoever you may have left behind may be lamenting right now. I feel like somebody may be lamenting, but they're going to eventually move on in childlike faith. Whoever it is that you had to leave behind in the past because they won't detach from the belief systems of their family, I feel like they are lamenting right now, over you, right? But they're going to have to save themselves through work, the inner work, right? Not just working at their office or working on their car or whatever. They're going to have to do the inner work, like really look inside, because you're not for the faint at heart at all. Source is about to put you around a group of other creatives where this is going to help you get to your wealth, and it's going to help you find your person. For those of you all who want to be in a relationship, it's going to help you find your person. See, the enemy will tempt you with all kinds of stuff. The enemy is very crafty. Like you can meet somebody and you can feel like, oh my God, this person is perfect. But then you start remembering, like, hold on, there's too many triggers here. Like for you, I feel like I'm going back to my past. I feel like I'm reliving my own past. That's the first sign. I feel like I'm reliving. Because at first you may say, okay, we have a lot in common. Oh my God, this is cool. We have so much in common. Until you get down to the belief system that could have drowned you and overwhelmed you. You're like, oh my God, this is way too triggering. Okay, God. That's when somebody started praying, okay, God, if this is not for me, please, God, remove me from this. Right? So yeah, new money is coming across your path. Yeah. So it's just saying continue working hard. Like continue working hard. You've already increased your prayer life. You're back in the saddle again. Here we have the Ace of Cups. But more importantly, continue protecting your water. Protect your emotions. Here we have the Sun card. We know there's a sun illuminates the moon. There's a lot of things that somebody has found out in moving forward, right? Once you started aligning yourself with your purpose, right? Remember the sun right here illuminates the moon, and you see right here it illuminates the moon. Once you decided to move on from something and turn off the water faucet and say, okay, I'm not even overthinking this, my prayers have been answered, something was exposed and I needed to move on. And like I said, and what was exposed, another thing that was exposed was people's manipulation, the manipulative spirit, right? Whatever that manipulative spirit was, because we're talking about water, it could be sexuality, it could have been an incubus or succubus spirit, it could have been, there's so many forms of communication. People, gaslighting you or ghosting you. It could have been a lot of stuff that somebody, again, if your water is not flushed out, you would miss it, right? Because you got so much toxins going around. You're like, oh, I don't know why I feel this way. I feel spiritually dehydrated. That's why I talk about listening to water sounds all the time, because I want you all to be able to flush out whatever confusion that you may be having in your mind about certain people, places, and things. And so your star can shine bright. The sun is a star, so that your star can shine bright. And so you can start, you can really see things, and you can sit down and journal like, oh my God, I didn't even want to see that. It was right in my face. But as you're journaling and you're writing things, remember it's the voice of God that's actually got your fingers moving, and you typing or writing out stuff, and you're like, oh my God, I didn't even notice this. And all of a sudden more memories start to pop back up, and you start saying, okay. Now it makes sense. Okay, let me shut this down. I'm seeing it with my own handwriting. I'm seeing it. That's what I'm saying for you all. So I definitely see, someone procreating with someone, in a way that you are both are held in high regard and becoming very, very wealthy at the same time. So congratulations to you. Like I said, somebody passed the test. You want to get away from any energies. Like I said, you can be disappointed as you want to be, but at least you passed the test. You get to safety. You are protecting your inner child. You're protecting your legacy. Yeah. So yeah, that's why I use clinging glasses up there. That's you saying I'm operating in childlike faith. I'm getting my wishes fulfilled. So let me double down on what I want those wishes to be. Let me double down on that, or what I want my wishes to be. So, yeah, you're out here doing it, Pisces. You're making it happen. Because at first you may have, this is where the disappointment comes in. At first you say, this is what I want, until something that you forgot to mark off on the list. Like for instance, a person may be everything you wanted them to be, in terms of business or personal life, right? They may be everything you want them to be, but you may have forgotten to put on the list that they're still connected to people who prey on other people, ruthless energies. You may have forgot to put that on your list. That's something you're adding to your list. Okay, now you can move forward, right? Or they're connected to a certain family belief, because we talk about this walrus right here, where we talk about family members that are stuck in a particular overwhelming belief system that they won't cut off. They won't get away from those belief systems, right? And they feel like they're always in survival mode, so they're always in argument mode. You're saying, okay, let me write that down. Okay, you see what I'm saying, Pisces? So that's what I'm seeing for you. And this is, again, here we have the King of Wands. People are definitely watching you, because, again, that's that predatory energy. They're watching to see. They're watching to see, okay, what is Pisces going to say now that, and I'm talking to you if you have Pisces anywhere in your birth chart. What is Pisces going to say now that Pisces has moved on? What are they posting on social media? What are they going to say? What are they telling other people? And Source is alerting you through your intuition, through your feelings, right? Here's the Moon card. Yes, a lot of people from your past that are watching you, Pisces. A lot of people who like to say they got secrets, they know certain things about you. Keep your water flushed out so that you won't be tempted to vibrate on a lower frequency. You're not tempted to go see what they're doing on their page, because guess what? Source is trying to tell you. Source is going to send the messages through to you in your dreams. It's going to send your messages to you while you're working out. Going to send your messages to you in various parts of the day. But also messages that's coming through is additional streams of income, right? Additional streams of income. If it's somebody that you thought about dating, because I'm saying procreating or creating a business or whatever with in the past, that could be watching certain things. Source is saying now you want to really amp up your sensitivity and making sure you don't post anything on social media that could give people access to your life in any way, shape, form, or fashion, if that makes sense, okay? So yeah, if you know that people are still connected to ruthless energies, then you know that they know some other people who are ruthless too. Double down on protecting your energy that you put on social media, if that makes sense to you. Yeah. So it's just about, like I said, putting together the list of things so you won't feel paranoid, like, okay, I can't do this, I can't do that. They're gonna know where I am, they're gonna know where I travel to, they're gonna know this, they're gonna know that. Not necessarily, right? Because you're shutting off all access points. You're shutting off the emotions so they can't come in through. It's like even if you have shared certain information with people, they won't know. Source will protect you. Like I said, you have the universe in your favor. They won't really know what they're really picking up on. They're like, at that mode, they'll be hanging, because they don't have the same level of access to you. They would have hung on to every little word that you said, everything that you told them. They won't know whether if you were being honest or you weren't, because now they're starting to think, what did they tell me about this? What did they tell me about that? I wasn't really sure what they told me about this, and what I wasn't sure what they told me about that. They'll be hanging on to every little thing, right? Because they don't have access to ask you again, oh, what did you say that was again? And what did you say that was? And what did you say that? They won't have access to that anymore. So you have to be the person that says, okay, I can't be so overwhelmed in my emotions that, of being so disappointed that I'm going to miss something. I'm going to miss the toxicity. You're not looking at their social media page, no nothing. None of that. You're moving on. So, yeah, congratulations to you. Somebody definitely passed a big test. Somebody passed a really, really big test, right? Because you may have put a lot of time and energy into something that could have emotionally dehydrated you. But when you start looking back at key things, Pisces, and also notice something too, Pisces. So you all are a very compassionate sign, right? You are actually the most compassionate sign. I can't even just say very compassionate. If there are energies that are not as compassionate as you are, that should be something that you put high on your priority list. I mean, for real, like, that should be high on your priority list. Like, you are just wired to be very compassionate. You should expect that to be compassionate with friends, family members, love interest, all of that, Pisces. And once you feel like some people are just thinking that you are emotionally unintelligent, or you're not that logical in your thinking, or you just a pushover, that's an indicator for you all, Pisces, to say, okay, this energy really is in survival mode. They really think that they have to be ruthless to achieve things. But Source is going to make you wealthy to show them they have to learn how to live in healthy feminine energy, right? That's what you're coming across people's path, to show them they can live in a healthier feminine energy where things actually come to them without having to manipulate people in any way, shape, form, or fashion, right? Like somebody has worked for a manager that feels like, a manager or leadership, where they feel like they got to bully you in the workplace in order to get work out of you, instead of what the saying is, like, you catch more bees with honey. Like, instead of being kind and picking out your creativity and saying, you know what, you be excellent at doing that, and now you're passionate about it, right? So, yeah. And same thing in romantic relationships. People feel like they got to find out where you're timid, or where you're, where they can bully you, or where your weak points are to, get you to do certain things. So you don't have to do all of that. You don't have to do all of that. So there we have the Strength card. Yeah, like I said, people acting like they're in the wilderness somewhere. Very predatory energy, but you've been passed a lot of gifts and talents have been passed down to you from your loved ones. A lot of gifts and talents. So Source is saying, Wheel of Fortune, things are in your favor. All the time you may have felt like you wasted on something, you didn't waste time. Remember, time is relative, Pisces. So you're going to actually feel lucky that you moved on sooner than later, because the longer you stay around those types of energies who prey on people's perceived, and I gotta say in air quotes, perceived weaknesses, because everybody has Source inside of them, so it is a perceived weakness. There's areas that and it's a weakness for them to use their fire in the wrong way, when they could motivate by adding clarity and those kind of things, and dealing with their fears and doubt. But like I said, all the time that you may have put in that, it is coming back to you in ways that you never imagined. So keep things off of social media. Tower card. It's going to hit some people like a ton of bricks that they came up against you, Pisces. I mean, seriously, it's going to hit some people like a ton of bricks that, wow, here you are feeling happy, charismatic, and free. You don't have anything negative to say about anybody. You have a lot of great ideas, and those ideas are coming to fruition. And the beautiful thing about how Source does things for us, Pisces, looking at your cards here, since you're getting to the King of Pentacles, is Source will hide your resources away from people who are predatory. So Source will put you around energies and create a lifestyle for you that other people are like, oh my God, they live in a lifestyle, but only certain people will be privy to that. You're learning right now, like somebody is going through training right now. That's why you may have some people who don't put their homes and their properties in their names because they don't want people to know where they live, right? They don't want people to prey on that. They want to have their, they want to come outside and lay in a hammock, or they want to be able to travel and do things without, people, asking them to write a check or do this or whatever the case may be. So that's what Source is preparing you for, Pisces, just so you know. Just so you know, that's what Source is preparing you for, like really living a private, protected life away from predatory energies. Because you wouldn't ask a lion to protect you. How do you tame a lion? Like, see, this person right here is like taming. This is a person who is meek, not weak. They know that they have that in them. They know that they have the power of Source inside of them, so they don't have to come across as treacherous and ruthless when it comes to energies, right? So here we have expansiveness. So eternity is far more creative than the rigid, constrained, and exhausted ego. Yeah, it is egotistical to always be in this growling energy all the time. And I know this person, I know that person, and I can make one phone call and such and such and such and such. That's great, but again, if you're still staying connected to those types of energies, instead of staying directly connected to Source in you, and saying, I need to get away from those types of energies, that works out much better for you. So that is your superpower, Pisces. That is your superpower, is the fact that you know how to increase your prayer life and stay on your throne with all your ideas and listen and tap into what Source is telling you from the throne. Number 9, not everything is as it may seem. Be cautious, dear one, for there's a story beneath every tale. There's a story beneath every tale. A story beneath every tale. So protect your energy. Like I said, protect your energy. You never know who's watching, what they're tapped into, who they're connected with, who they know. But Source has already told you, so that's not something you even have to worry about. So when Source is telling you, hey, be mindful, it's not paranoia, be mindful. Be mindful. So, yeah, be mindful. Yeah, so, somebody will definitely get God winks. Somebody will definitely get, like somebody is definitely have been living this fairy tale way of, thinking. And so Source wants you to come out of, kind of coming out of that escapism and just seeing reality, seeing things in reality, which is there are some ruthless energies out here that do prey on people's weaknesses. Sometimes people associate kindness with being weakness instead of kindness and meek, which is actually stronger than kindness and weak. Being weak, right? So here are your questions for the moon in Virgo. For those of you all who now that the dust is starting to settle and you're starting to see some things within yourself, it's like, okay, you're living in reality that you need to increase your prayer life and also your meditation life so that you stay on your throne and remain happy, charismatic, and free. Because energies are watching. They are predatory to see how can they get money from you, because people know money is coming your way. They want to see who you're married to or who you're dating or who your family is and those kind of connections, right? But again, no matter how much they share, if Source is saying don't share anything yet, you better pay attention. Pay attention, Pisces. First question is, are you ready to define what you no longer want or need with a practical and objective eye? The second question is, can you define what's yours to fix and what's not in your life? The third question is, do you feel any fear around being fully self-sufficient and independent? The third question is, could you learn more from nature? The last question is, could you share your free time and your energy in a valuable and charitable way? Yes. All right, Pisces. Let's close it down. Let's close it down. Let's close it down. Let's close it down. Because this is going to be an amazing year for a lot of people. And you definitely want to make sure you're in a headspace to receive the downloads that's coming from source as it relates to energies who have this. You don't want to be so caught up in fairy tale land that you don't see what's lurking, right? But you also don't want other people to be in this fairy tale land either. Just like, okay, they think that they're powerful enough, that they've escaped reality, that they're powerful enough to prey on what your perceived weaknesses are either. Number 20, I am harmonious. You relate to others in an almost cosmic level. You are dedicated to building harmonious relationships of all kinds. You have the ability to persuade others to your point of view by using gentle means. See this number 2 right here? The number 2. If they are taking away from your peace within, then it's time for, if they're disrupting your peace within, their spirit, they don't even have to say or do anything, but if they're disrupting your peace within, and you find yourself almost feeling like, okay, I'm feeling burned out at this point, this is when you say deuces, right? To protect your peace. Your relationship with source is much more important. Source has already expanded your peace within, right? So anytime you add 0 behind any number, it expands that number. It adds a greater value to that number. So you are at peace with yourself and your relationship with source. So no matter what people say on the outside of that, no matter how many people they manipulate or spend time telling people, it doesn't even matter about those kind of things. Source is saying to you, you are at peace and in harmony with yourself, but it would show more that they are not at peace because of what their family believe, because that's what this walrus says. This walrus. But for you, you have already moved on from some family members who are not at peace with themselves, and so again, you're not expecting any more than what you're willing to give, Pisces, and in return. So yeah, that's what I have for you, Pisces. So you and your person, whoever that may be, like I said, procreating together, whether it's procreating in business or in love or whatever it is, are going to be very, very wealthy together. So congratulations. There it is. You are protected and loved. And we see that with the Tower card, but you're protected and loved. Your gifts are protected and loved. So you don't even have to worry about it. People are still holding you in very, very high regard, but people have to watch you from a distance now. That's what I have for you. I feel like somebody's cousin is also watching. I'm not sure whose cousin it is. Cousin or maybe an aunt or somebody. I'm talking about you, Pisces. Somebody could be watching from a distance. It could be somebody's like a sister, or somebody is watching somebody from a distance because they don't have the same level of access to you as they once had before. So yeah, there are people who are really missing you, like, oh, I wish I had Pisces back in my life. And again, I'm talking to you if you have Pisces anywhere in your birth chart. So I don't have access to Pisces like I used to or whatever. They don't even realize that their predatory energy doesn't align with your purpose. You're trying to help inspire and motivate and help people bring order to their creativity, and ruthlessness doesn't have to play a part in that. More compassion is there. So they just don't align with your purpose. The way you do things and the way they do things, it doesn't mix. So it is absolutely where you can agree to disagree without being disagreeable and still move on and add order to this creativity that you have. So that's what I have for you. I will see you all on Motivational Monday. Bye.